Eladrin found in Dungeons & Dragons have historically been a monster race. However, with Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse, we can now have them as a playable race. GameMasters here, and today we're going to talk, well, Eladrin. Showing up in the Fantastical Races section of this book, as we mentioned, the Eladrin is a playable race for players. They can still pop up as the monster that players might have to battle against, but that can be said with any of the any of the other player races as well. Eladrin are elves from the Feywild. The Feywild, of course, has recently been popularized in the book Wild Beyond the Witchlight, but the Feywild is a place of extreme beauty and endless magic. Tapping into that magic over eons, Eladrin are one with it. They can, as the book describes, step from one place to another in the blink of an eye. This is called Fey Step. And this is the part that's super neat. Their appearance can be reflected as any given season, fall, winter, summer, spring. And while they can change their season at will, some choose to stay in the same season for their life's duration, which is around 750 years. With any given season giving their Fey Step a specific ability. I'll cover that ability in a moment. When I say season, it's actually a physical appearance, but also a mental grasp and attitude of that season as well. When you create an Eladrin, you can either roll a d4 for a random season or pick one from the season table. Autumn denotes peace and goodwill, the time when summer's harvest is shared with all. Think Thanksgiving here. All the bounty that was grown in the summer has been collected, and now we share that with friends and family. Winter is the time of contemplation and sorrow. When the vibrancy of the world goes into a deep sleep, things slow down and your mind is free from the hustle and bustle, of course. When that happens, you have a chance to reflect on your memories. Spring brings on cheerfulness and hope. It is a time to celebrate with life anew and good things to come. Speaking of cheerfulness and hope, I hope that if you are enjoying this video, that you would kindly hit that like button. It tells YouTube's algorithm that this is a helpful video and can potentially put it in front of, well, more eyes. And I would be ever so thankful if you could do that. Summer finds one in strength and aggression, energy and calls to action. This is when crops are coming to bear and hard work is a daily task. Again, we'll cover exactly what the season's abilities provide in just a moment. Eladrin have the following traits. You are a humanoid, an elf. You have a walking speed of 30 feet and have dark vision, allowing you to see in dim light within 60 feet as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. You have Fey ancestry. This gives you advantage on saving throws that you make to avoid or end charmed effects. Now remember too, when you're creating a character, you can add 2 points to a stat and 1 point to another stat, or 1 point to 3 different stats. You also get Fey Step, and as we mentioned this earlier, as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. When you're at 3rd level, your Fey Step gains an additional ability based on your season. If you are, for example, in your autumn season, right after you Fey Step, up to 2 creatures that you see can be charmed for 1 minute or until they take damage. Winter, after you Fey Step and reappear, 1 creature that you can see can be frightened. Spring, you can use your Fey Step, but instead of you teleporting, it can be another willing creature. You just have to reach out and touch them, and they'll teleport up to 30 feet away from you. Summer, right after you Fey Step, each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet takes fire damage equal to your proficiency bonus. Eladrin also get keen senses. This provides to you proficiency in the perception skill. They also get a cool trait called trance. In essence, you don't have to sleep and magic can't put you to sleep. A long rest only requires 4 hours, but instead of slumbering, you regain consciousness. It is during this rest that you can change your season if you so choose. But this is the beyond cool part that honestly almost makes the Eladrin overpowered. You can also gain 2 proficiencies that you don't already have, each one with a weapon or tool of your choice selected from the player's handbook. You gain these via a shared elven memory, and you keep them until you finish your next long rest. While it does not specify, I'm sure that you could keep the same 2 that you already had instead of having to pick 2 new ones. Eladrin don't have to be played as your stereotypical elf, a stick in the mud. These guys are fun and wild, and they have fey magic coursing directly through them from the Feywild, and they are passionate about surrounding themselves with beauty, things that will remind them of the Feywild. Speaking of the Feywild, I made this awesome playlist detailing the wild beyond the Witchlight. Rolling up an Eladrin would be a fun class to play. It's the season changing that I like, and being able to change up my Fey Step ability in 2 proficiencies, that's just wicked cool. Would you change seasons and proficiencies or just keep the same thing? Let me know in the comments below, and until next our paths cross, may your leaves not fall off.